Jabril, he gonna come on next.
All right, how long the brother been down?
Jabril been down probably like 26 years.
26 years?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna let you talk to him now. Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
All right. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. My name Kevin with Street Elements Magazine. And
Right.
what I have here is a platform called Message from Behind the Wall. So I want to give the brothers from inside a voice for the outside to help kind of educate the young guys coming up behind us, to understand the importance of making, proper decisions in life so you don't end up behind the walls,
Right. Right, I understand. You have like specific question or anything or any topic?
Nah, really, you can just go off the dome, whatever you think need to be heard, whatever you want to say. It's gonna be put on social media, so you can tell me your name, your registered number, so if people hear it, they want to contact you, whatever, and go ahead and just give them some game, get these jitterbugs some game because they need it.
All right. All right. Well, my name is. You ready for me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. My name is Robert Agwan. Go by Jabir. My DOP number is 06019-033. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I came in when I was 21. I've been down like 26 years. And one thing I can say from my experiences and from what I've seen over the years, over the decades of being in prison, one thing that's missing from the youth is the same thing that a lot of us suffer growing up. We have fathers behind the wall. We have different elements and different things that help guide, inform, and fashion our minds and our ways of thinking. And a lot of times we don't have that positive influence. And one thing that I can say for certain, what I see from the youth coming in now, as opposed to back then, is that they don't look to any elders. They don't have any elders, and the elders that they do have around them, they neglect listening to them. They don't want to listen to them. They can't tell them anything, and these guys are basically raising themselves. So the only information and knowledge that they're gaining is from each other. And that knowledge is usually negative, and it's based off of no experience whatsoever. An old head told me before, a game is about life experiences. And most of these youth, they don't have any experience. So they only going so far as each other is taking them. And it's like, the blind leading the blind. And they don't really see it, and they don't really set into them until they get behind these walls with all this time. Because nowadays, it's like the system is set up and designed, as we know, it's designed to, keep us down, to keep us in. And I'm seeing, the difference that I'm seeing nowadays is it's not just about the minorities. It's youth from all demographics, for different reasons or whatever. But when they come in here and get behind these walls, it's like they carry on the same practice that they had out there. They don't listen to anybody. Nobody can tell them anything. So, they're just sitting around wasting their time. Like, I'm literally looking at guys right now laughing and joking, and I'm looking at a guy right now, he's like 20 years old. He's got 25 years, and he's fresh in with this 25 years. I try to talk to him and try to help him, to hit the books, hit the law books, do things to try to better himself and things to, teach him where when he does get out, if he does get that chance again, that he won't recidivate, that he won't catch another charge, or that he won't go back to the same things. He has to arm himself with information and knowledge and skills so that when he does get out, he'll have some guidance. But that's the thing. The guys have no guidance because they don't know where to look for that guidance. And some of them don't even understand the need and the necessity for that guidance. And when you try to help them and you try to advise them, they look at you like, you're not my father. You can't tell me what to do. And a lot of them, I know, is coming from a position of pain and hurt because they lack that guidance. They lack that father figure in their lives. So, you see them all hanging around in a group, and they all have the same story. They didn't have any role models. They didn't have any guidance, and they don't want it. And even though they end up in this place like this, it's ironic because they feel like they don't need it. I wish that I had that guidance. My father, he tried. And I had people around that tried. We listened to our old heads, but most of the old heads that were guiding us, they were in the same game we were in.
Right.
So it's like, it's sad, man. It's sad seeing this stuff happen. It's like a revolving door, and I've been seeing it for the last 2.5 decades. And I was exactly like these guys when I came in. But one thing I can say about the system now as opposed to back then when I came in, the law, all the law that you had to read and study was in a book. But now they got these computers, like you literally can type in your case. You can type in any charge you want. Like you can go to school, you can go to law school just off logging in on the computer every day. But
Right.
these guys don't do it. They're logging on, looking for emails and messages from the people that abandoned them when they were out there, and they're not getting it in here. So that same misery, that same abandonment, sense of abandonment and loss, they carry it over in here. And it's like a pattern, and We try to implement classes and things and help these guys find a sense of direction. And it's good that out of 10, you may find 2 or 3 willing. And there's satisfaction in that. If we could just save one, the cliche, save one. If we could just reach out to one and just catch one. But we try to show them from our experiences. And, I get a lot of them, I can say they do listen to me because they realize and recognize that I'm coming from a place of knowledge and wisdom and experience because I've actually experienced it and I came in just like them. They ask me, how do I do it? And I tell them I get up every day. And every day I try to better myself in some way. I try to learn something. I try to educate myself with my religion, with the law, and just basic life in general. Life don't stop because we ain't hit. We still can better ourselves. We still can make things better and try to help better the community and those around us and those that we affect and come into contact with. But, we just trying to lift the people, man. But guys, they have no guidance, man. They have nothing to look to. Nobody to look to as role models, and the role models are on TV.
Do you think
guys, people they don't know?
I don't mean to cut you off, but do you believe it really has something to do with the programming? How society program us from a youth to act a certain way, and the reprogramming is very, very hard to do?
Definitely. It definitely has something to do with the way society programs youth and what the youth are exposed to on TV, video games, and social media, like the internet, all of these things that they have to dumb the youth down. That's all it is. Like, they could type on a computer and just get lost in a video game all day, get lost in some music all day, like they don't really have any need to come outside to, socialize or to...
This call is from a federal prison.
It's all about sport and play now. We living in a time of what is it, like, everything is fast, everything is quick, like, they want everything, and that's the program that they're giving to the guys. Like, that's all they know.
Right.
The way the society is programming the youth now, the youth is headed one place. Well, one of 2 places, either here or in the grave.
Right.
And it's sad to see it, So, yeah, it's definitely the way that society is programming the youth, and I don't know who can reach. I don't know what's there to really. When they come in places like this, a lot of times they got time to sit down and talk to some of us guys. Like I said, they come in at a young age and been where they're at now. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. But, we're going to do our best. And I'm going to always do my best. And the guys around me going to always do our best to try to reach them. Because a lot of them are going back out. They're going back out sooner than we are.
I got a question for you. The youth coming in now, compared to 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, are they coming in now with drug cases or is more gun cases?
The youth that I see coming in now is guns. Most of them are guns. Robberies, carjackings, things like that. Anything that had to do with a gun. It's not about the drugs now. I don't see it being, most of them don't have drug cases. Like, I'd say in here alone, and just in this unit that I'm in, out of like 100, maybe like 70 of the younger guys, like 30 and under, these guys have all violent cases, like guns or robbery. They don't have drug cases.
And basically, all of them, when they catch them guns and robbery, they have to go to the penitentiary first and work their way down?
Most of them do, yeah, and it's a mandatory time because although the drug laws are changing and they're getting a little bit lighter, the violence, the guns, they're the same. Mm-hmm. You're getting a whole lot of, because when you have a gun associated with a crime of violence, it enhances you. And then you got to start in a place that, starting in those penitentiaries, is way different than the FCIs. Like, in the penitentiary, it's literally like about survival of the fittest. Mm-hmm. You can be a victim. You can easily be a victim and easily get caught up, hurt somebody or be hurt yourself. Like I've seen it too many times. And the youth coming in with the mentality that they got out there, they don't survive a lot in the penitentiaries. Right. They don't make it. They become victims of all kind of, the stigma. What the prisons have. The penitentiaries, like everything that you can think of and you hear about in the past and you hear about and see on movies and that happens in the penitentiaries. And most of those guys, they start out there.
Right.
The good thing for them, they got a lot of old heads that will try to step up and look out for them. But the sad part about it is a lot of old heads will take advantage of them themselves.
Right.
Like it's no place for them. They don't need to be locked up. You can't look at a youth or somebody that's 20 years old, 21, whose brain is still developing. You can't look at them like there's no hope for them. You can't treat them like that. You can't throw them away. That psychologically, that helps to guide their moves and their actions in here as well. When they see that society gave up on them, like their families did, the system gave up on them. You're giving a guy 20 years old, you're giving him time longer than he's been on this earth. Like
Right.
he don't even have a chance. Like one time, the guys coming in, this your first time in prison, you coming in with 2 decades, you coming in with 15 years, 10 years, no less than 10. So it's like when he gets out, he come in as a 20-year-old kid. He gets out, he's 30, he's 31, he's 40. Like his life, he's gonna feel like his life is gone. I
Right.
was there before. I thought the same thing.
Right.
So it's like it's sad, man. You got to come up with some kind of programs or something to like help these guys, to help the youth, man. You got to help the kids. You got to save the kids. They're kids, man. They're grown. They're adults, but they're kids. They haven't lived life.
Right. Right. And that's sad to see.
Between
Like you
19
say, they
25.
come in so young and get all that time. They don't even really have time to really, like you say, experience life. To you miss so many times. Cause I met so many guys that had been in since, like when I was there, I met a guy. He had been in since like '87. You know, and I was like, damn, man, you've been gone so long. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
what I'm saying. Like I came in '96, right? And I'm not trying to make this about me, but I understand where a lot of these guys, where the direction they're going, and their future being in here. But when I came in, they didn't have cell phones. They didn't
Right.
have like smartphones, and it was '96. I remember when I got arrested, they had like those AOL discs they was putting in the mailboxes for like a free 91 minutes or something like that.
Right.
But I mean, the times change so much, and then when a person gets out, these young guys get out after doing so much time, and it changed so much. They didn't even have skills or anything when they came in. They didn't have life experiences or nothing. So now when they get out, what are they going to go back to? You're just wiping out whole generations. You already took their fathers away. Now you take them away for 10, 15 years. That's 3 generations gone.
Right. Right.
You know, just like, come on, man. You got to come up with something better than just throwing people away. Like, it's not even about correction anymore. It's about penance. It's about punishment. No, and then you file these guys file these motions in court. They never been locked up or been in trouble before. The prosecutors, the government, they're not trying to defend justice. They're trying to defend a conviction, because if they were trying to defend justice, you would look at each individual youngster and you would say, listen, this guy, okay, he did a crime, he has to do some time, but not that much time. It's ridiculous. The way the laws are and the way it's affecting these guys, come on, man. It's sad to say you can commit murders, and sometimes, and especially with the feds, you can commit some murders and get out before a lot of the time you get for certain federal crimes. It's sad. You know, the system is definitely not just.
Right.
But I just wish it was something that we could do for them, and I mean anything.
Well, we're doing something now. You know what you're saying. This to get out, and hopefully somebody young hear what you're saying, and it may change one person's life. And like you said, if it changed one person's life, it did a job.
Right, and I just want you to know, man, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate this platform and what you're doing for the youth, and I just wanted the youth to know, when you get locked up, man, and you're getting all of this time, people that you do have in your life, that you do love, a lot of them not even going to be there by the time you get out. You're going to lose a lot. You're losing a lot more than your freedom when you come in here at a young age like that. And you get all of that time. Like, you're losing opportunities. You're losing a life that you could have. If you're not fathers, if you're not parents by then, like, you're losing.
This call is from a federal prison.
Getting an education, like getting an occupation, getting a profession, traveling the world, seeing things, like living life and enjoying life. You're missing all of that when you come into these places. Like, you know, so, and then you trying to find little things in here to enjoy. You miss the simple things. Going outside, being able to look up at a bird flying by, bird landing. You can walk up on the bird, a phone ringing in your house, like you can answer the phone, open the refrigerator whenever you want, go to bed when you want, wake up when you want. You don't have to worry about people, strangers going through your possessions, like shaking you down and stripping you and getting you naked and just looking at parts of you that you haven't even seen. Like, these are the things you have to look forward to coming into prison. Nobody wants that. Nobody. So when you're young, take advantage of that time. Learn, study, get an education, get an occupation, enjoy life. You can't enjoy any of that in here. Your life is confined to a fenced-in wall, then inside of a building, and then every night and every day inside of an 8x10 cell, with the people telling you exactly what to do all day, every day. No, that's not a life. So the phone beep, I apologize for taking so much, but I appreciate it. Like I said, man, I wish you all the success with what you got going on, man, and thank you so much. I wish they'd had somebody like you, or that I knew back in the day when I first, or before I came in, or when I first came in.
Man,
but thank you for this opportunity, man.
Man, thank you for your time too, man.
Yeah, you take care.
Yes, sir.